Donc Didier est avec nous. Première question de Philippe.
So Didier is with us. First question of Philippe Sansfourche. Hello, Didier.
La victoire et donc la première place du groupe est évidemment l'objectif numéro un. Mais est-ce que
the victory and the first place in the group is obviously the goal. But do you think also you could eliminate a important opponent if Portugal doesn't qualify? Is this one goal of yours too? No, not at all. Not at all. Our goal is to achieve the best possible result tomorrow with all consequences that are going with it about the group. And what happens then to Portugal, I don't know. We concentrate on ourselves. And I repeat, we go into this match to get the best possible result.
Bonjour Didier, vous m'entendez?
Hello Didier.
Le match de Lisbonne, remporté 1-0 au mois de novembre, pèse dans votre réflexion pour
You won 1-0 in Lisbon. What are your thoughts about the match tomorrow? Wow, what a question. How will I interpret this? So we had the first match in the Stade de France and the second one in Lisbon. Lisboa, and this will help us, of course, as it will help Portugal also. Many players are still the same, but of course tomorrow it will be another story. But concerning the analysis, the style of Portugal, of course, we look at that. Anyways, it will be a match and on a top level.
Bonjour Didier. Bonjour. Est-ce que le fait d'être qualifié change
Hello Didier. The fact of being already qualified, did it change your preparation for the match tomorrow? What do you mean by preparation? What are you doing tomorrow before the match? Okay, now I got your question. To be honest, in the situation where we are now, if we had 6 points now, I would have the same thoughts. Because in the same situation, a negative result would have the same impact. So today, we have the insurance of being qualified already, so that gives us some kind of tranquility, but it won't change our play style. I think about this match already since the last match. And of course, we owe it to ourselves and to the French people to deliver the best possible result tomorrow. Hello, Didier. I'd like to go back to the second question about the match in Lisboa. You said that Portugal is more or less the same team. You said you two are more or less the same team. In Lisboa, you've won with a formation of 4-2-3-1. With Kingsley Coman also. Is this a strategy you'd like to use tomorrow? As if I would answer this question now. Of course, this is part of my thoughts and of my reflections. There will be, of course, first decision, and which could be even changed during the match. I won't tell more. Didier, there were many problems, little problems also during the first two matches. Do you have injured players that you fear for? Because the competition is still very long. Well, there's one big injury, that's Usman. That's really sad for him and also for the whole squad, because we lose one offensive player. Okay, that's it. We have one player less. I approach every match in the same fashion and with the same ambition to put always the best and the most competitive team on the pitch. So sometimes it can be a problem when you have a few injuries, and maybe you think now that I'm speaking just like that and I'm not saying anything of worth, but I have so many choices with my players, and the same counts for Portugal also. And the 25 players are fit? Yes, they are.
Oui, bonjour Didier. On est dans une compétition, en tout cas un premier
Hello
tour,
Didier,
avec
we
un
are in a
calendrier qui est
competition
extrêmement ramassé,
in the
extrêmement
first
resserré, avec 4 jours
round
seulement entre les matchs,
with
qui est un
a
peu plus de temps que
calendar
avant.
which is
Qu'est-ce que tu
quite
mets en place avec un
narrow,
staff d'un point de vue
only 3
physique
or 4
pour
days
essayer
of break
de
between the
régénérer
matches? What
les
are you
corps de
doing
les
to
corps de
recuperate
l'équipe?
the squad the best possible? Well, listen, we have a medical staff who take care of this in the best possible fashion. And off the pitch, we take care to sleep enough, to eat well, and to train not too much. And for the substitute players, they maybe might push a little bit more in the training sessions to keep up the level of this competition. So during the last 3
même contre des jeunes, rien ne remplace les courses sur tout un terrain. Mais aujourd'hui, c'était impossible à mettre en place. Donc,
normally we have training sessions to relax, but with these 3 days, it wasn't really possible to have those training sessions. But for those who played, well, we certainly paid attention to the maximum of regeneration during those last 2 days. Hello, I'd like to come back to the goal against Hungary and the throw out of Hugo Lloris prior to the goal.
qui est important. J'en ai déjà discuté avec lui.
Well, it's important that the goalkeeper makes the game fast. I already talked with Hugo about this, and well, when there's a moment where the ball approaches him, it's always dangerous. It's there was also Kylian with 2 opponent players. If he lets the ball bounce, the other one's through. So of course Hugo is there to as a goalkeeper, but he also needs to play with his feet or throw the ball out. He always has to pay attention of his opponents, and he has many options in every match. It always depends on the opponent. Sometimes it's more on one side than on the other side. And Franck Raviot, the trainer of the goalkeepers, we discussed with him too. We talked about all of these options concerning also the opponent.
Antoine a confié cette semaine-là en conf qu'il se sentait mieux dans l'axe de l'attaque. Quelle est ta position sur
Antoine has confirmed that he's feeling better now in his attacking position. Did you talk with him? Well, I didn't teach him anything. Since I know him, I always knew that he can play at all offensive positions. Maybe it's not his preferred position in the center, but it's a more general thought in terms of can it have a positive impact on the balance of the team, and can it make us more dangerous for the opponent, and can it make us unanimously better?
Je vais rester sur le thème d'Antoine.
I'd like to ask another question about Antoine Griezmann. I'd like to know what you think about his technical relation with Karim Benzema. We've seen in the first match they looked for each other a lot, and we had the impression that they didn't understand each other so well. Well, that was your impression. I don't think that our opponents had the same impression. They had some really good actions together. Of course, we can always do better, but speaking of misunderstandings, no, this is impossible. And putting this in terms with a technical relation, no, it doesn't work like that, because there's also Kylian. So. And the whole team, because the ball comes from the defenders or from the midfield players, and it's always about to get the ball the fastest possible in front of the opponent's goal. Didier, we've seen that Kylian Mbappé, he shot a free kick in the last match. Is there a hierarchy for the penalties? And for the free kicks, does it depend on the distance from the free kick to the goal? Yes, it's a little bit about that, but I won't tell you that now exactly, because if I would tell you exactly now, I would tell our opponents too. But yes, there are different players, offensive players, who train free kicks depending on the distance, depending on the side, left, right, long free kick, shorter free kick, and so on. Two last questions.
Bonjour Didier.
Bonjour.
Hello Didier. Do you think that Portugal has changed a lot, that they are more open in the offense? I don't know what other people say. They do their own analyses. I know that they are a strong team. They were very dangerous, very strong in both matches in the Nations League. They have a strong and quick attack. But it also depends on the players who are on the pitch, the formation. They are also dangerous with set pieces, and I think they are one of the best teams in Europe. They have lots of quality, and it's not the two matches in the Nations League which will make me think otherwise. Hello Didier, since you're coach, the first group matches were never easy, or the third of the group matches was never that easy. Why is this one so important? Well, there's always an incident. I recall in Russia, we had 6 points, then we drew against the opponent. Also, I wanted to relax the team. I put in other players. So, yes, there's an incident. And honestly, if France had 6 points today, I would have had the same thoughts, because in case of a negative result, the incidents would have been the same on the group results. So yes, now we have this insurance of being qualified that gives us some kind of calm, but other than that, I won't calculate. We have to respect the game. We have to try to get the best possible result, because it can also have an impact on the other teams who wait on our result. Today we know that we have that certitude of being in the round of 16, but you know as good as I know that at the round of 16 it's a new competition, The impressions from the beginning of the competition won't be the same. And so the more confidence we have raised until then, the better it is. So that's why we want to deliver a very good match, and knowing that we have a very strong opponent, and that's why we definitely want to get the best possible result. Thank you very much. The training session is open the first 15 minutes. See you later.